Hi, everyone. So yeah, my name is Ki Pan. I'm the director of the Spectacles AR platform at Snap, and I'm based in London. And today I'll be speaking with you about how to build exceptional AR experiences for both our Spectacles augmented reality glasses and Snapchat, all using Lens Studio. So first of all, what is Lens Studio? So for anyone who's wondering what Lens Studio is, it's our free AR authoring tool that anyone can download and use to create augmented reality experiences. Today, hundreds of thousands of developers around the world rely on Lens Studio. Many of the most innovative experiences that we've seen are built right here in Europe. And what can you build for with Lens Studio? So Lens Studio originated many years ago to build AR experiences easily for Snapchat. But now you can leverage Lens Studio to build for so many different surface areas, from our Spectacles, augmented reality glasses, to Camera Kit, which is our mobile AR SDK, to the web as well. And now that you know what Lens Studio is, you're probably wondering why you should use it over other AR authoring tools. And here is what I want you to take away from today. So you should use Lens Studio because you can get started really fast. All you need to go is download Lens Studio, and you're off to the races. It's got an extremely low barrier to entry. We have templates, we have assets in the asset library, Gen AI tooling to let you get started easily, whether you're building for Snapchat, the web, or Spectacles. And if you're already a game developer or a Unity developer, you'll pick it up right away. Lens Studio is a really, really powerful platform. It has loads of really robust tools that you can turn your ideas into reality. So all you need is an idea, and then you can quickly get started and turn it into a real creation. Lenses. So lenses are the output of Lens Studio. And lenses are unique because they are very lightweight. They run in real time. They run across any device, all without needing to export to a different file type. And because Snap offers a complete end-to-end ecosystem, all you need is a great idea, and everything else just works through Lens Studio. And last but not least, it's completely free. So let's start the journey where it all began, building AR experiences for Snapchat. And this all begins with using machine learning and computer vision in very, very lightweight algorithms to understand faces in the world. And Snapchat is very well known for the face lenses that developers can create. And you can see that when we use our computer vision and machine learning algorithms, we can understand the structure of the face, which is what this gray mesh shows you. And using that, you can make someone puke a colorful rainbow or put on some shades. And you can even use the latest machine learning techniques to transform people from old to young or vice versa. And this is all using the power of the machine learning technologies that have advanced so much in the last few years. So we started from faces, and we went to understanding the whole human body. And behind the scenes, this is what our human understanding technology sees. It's seeing this mesh of a person's body, and using that, you can transform someone, for example, into this Victorian steampunk explorer that you see there. And amazingly, this lens is actually created with a single-line text prompt. And we're using generative AI to both produce the 3D model and actually rig a skeleton so that you can produce something like this in seconds. That will allow you to augment your friends. We also have state-of-the-art hand tracking technology, and this allows you to track your fingers and hands with utmost precision, and it allows you to do things like try on the latest rings. So that's how you augment humans. What about the world? So we invested a lot in understanding the world around us, and around 10 years ago, we looked to start mapping the world around us, so famous buildings that you see here. And through this mapping technology, we can do all sorts of fun things, like make the Eiffel Tower dance, or take the scaffolding off Big Ben, land a dragon on the Flatiron building, or enable a leopard to scale the Al Fareed in Saudi Arabia. So that's how we map and augment places that we know. What about places that we don't know? So a few years ago, for the iPhone 12 Pro, there was a LiDAR sensor on that device. And for the launch of that device, we built this amazing experience that lets you transform the whole world around you. And here we're using light bouncing into the world and back again to understand different surfaces. So for example, we can put flowers on tables. We can transform the ceiling into a starry sky. we can put vines on the walls around you. And all of this is possible because the Snapchat camera understands the surfaces in the world around it. Now, LiDAR sensors are only available on the highest-end iPhone devices, but we want everyone to be able to enjoy these sorts of AR experiences through the Snapchat camera. So we spent time democratizing this technology so that we can actually use machine learning to understand surfaces around us instead of the LiDAR sensor. And so now the majority of phones around the world can do these sorts of transformation effects where you can put flowers all over the world around you, or my personal favorite, you can fire toilet plungers at my dog. And this is all because we understand the structure of the world around us. Now, using this machine learning technology to understand the world around us, we can actually allow developers to import any place in the world into Lens Studio. And that's exactly what these examples are showing. So you can author experiences against a shop facade and create a virtual runway. You can bring a dinosaur skeleton to life using AR, and that's something that's only possible through AR technologies, and you really have to try it to believe it, to see how amazing it is. And you can also bring Egyptian artifacts in the Louvre to life. So we started with sort of single buildings, and we gradually scaled up to larger and larger areas. And a few years ago, we actually reconstructed the whole of Zone 1 of London. So you can see how far sort of beyond a single building we've gone there. And look at the sheer scale of reconstructing an entire city. And we actually reconstructed Santa Monica and downtown LA as well. And the reason we did this is to turn these locations into AR playgrounds. And developers in Lens Studio can basically drag and drop a piece of content and see it show up in the city itself through the Snapchat camera there. And this is, the full reconstruction of London there. Now, usually, people think about AR as a technology of the future. But I'm here to convince you that AR is actually already here today. So every single day on Snapchat alone, 350 million people are using AR every single day, interacting with AR content 8 billion times a day. People are not necessarily waking up and thinking, oh, I'm going to use AR. What they're thinking is, how do I express myself quickly? How do I communicate with a friend and show my emotions? And that's the way we like it. We want people to see the benefits and the value it adds to their everyday life versus thinking about using the technology itself. And all of the experiences I've shown you, these are built using Lens Studio. And we have a very, very vibrant ecosystem of 400,000 lens creators, and they have built a combined 4 million lenses. And just in the last year alone, that's generated 4.5 trillion views of the AR content created just by our Lens Studio creators, which is a truly astonishing number. So where do we go from there? So the future we believe in is actually overlaying computing directly onto the world in front of you. And our investments in mobile AR, so from computer vision algorithms, machine learning algorithms to understand the world, from our AR engine to augment the world, these form the basis of SnapOS, which is our operating system for spectacles, our AR glasses. So we've been building AR glasses for over 10 years, and Daniel described some of the earlier iterations to you earlier in his keynote. But last year, we released the 5th generation of spectacles. And that was a major breakthrough in AR glasses development. And spectacles today are available to developers through the Spectacles Developer Program, allowing them to build AR experiences for the future today. And spectacles are equipped with a suite of very, very advanced sensors. So we've got cameras to understand the world. We've got infrared cameras to understand the hands for natural interaction. And we've got very powerful processors, which allow you to process all the sensor streams into the glasses itself. And we're very, very excited that next year, we're going to launch new lightweight, ultra-powerful, immersive specs to the public. And specs will be the perfect blend of AI and AR. They'll allow you to understand the world around you with advanced machine learning technologies. It'll bring AI assistance into three-dimensional space. It'll allow shared games and experiences with friends. And also, it will provide a flexible and powerful workstation for things like browsing, streaming, and more. And today, developers can already build experiences for the 2026 specs with the help of Lens Studio and our 5th generation of spectacles. So let's have a look at how easy that is. So this is the view of Lens Studio here on the left, and actually just a view of my spectacles on the right here. So here we see our scene hierarchy, we have our asset browser, we have the scene itself, we have some logging here, and this is the inspector panel. And in the middle here, you can see this is the sort of preview screen where you can see what your AR scene will look like. And this is actually just a view through the spectacles. What I'm just going to show you very quickly, in the preview, you can sort of move things around. You can see it in my spectacles. That's just a live video feed. But the amazing thing is, if you hit that button up there, which sends the lens to the spectacles, within a matter of seconds, you actually see the AR content appear on the spectacles itself. Now, that took no time at all, no compilation for minutes or hours. It literally just appears on the spectacles. And this is why we say it's completely low friction to start developing experiences with Lens Studio and spectacles there. It really is that easy. So what can you actually build with Lens Studio? Well, you can tap into the full capabilities of spectacles to really understand people and the world in real time. And just like in everyday life, when you go and touch physical objects in the world around you, we want you to be able to use your hands to interact with the augmented world as well. And with very precise hand tracking, anyone can go and reach in and touch a virtual piece of content as you would with a physical object. And to help you do that in a very easy way, we have two things. We have Spectacles Interaction Kit, which is helping you with manipulations. So we want to make it super easy for you just to attach a component to an object, and that can be draggable in the scene around you. And with UI Kit, you can put things into resizable window containers and things like that, again, without having to do very much setup at all. And you can basically build things like this, where you can put content into windows, you can interact with all of the digital elements in the world in front of you without any sort of coding at all there. Spectacles also understand the environment around you, and it uses very, very efficient machine learning techniques to understand depths and the surfaces in the world around you. And it's using the same technical foundations that I showed you earlier on mobile. And spectacles can understand the depth and structure of a scene in real time by leveraging machine learning, which has used countless examples of the real world to understand structure and scene depth. And if you combine that understanding of the world with hands, you can do all sorts of amazing interactive things in AR. So here, we're shooting this array of plants, and it's intersecting the world because we understand both the hand and the structure of the world around you. And you can use that to build any sort of thing you want that interacts with the world using Lens Studio. The ability to understand the world around us also allows us to do extremely powerful things like spatial anchoring. So we can persist information in the world around us. So this is a very simple example. This is actually one of our templates that anyone can use. And this is just putting Post-it notes in the world around you. But these Post-it notes persist in the world using our spatial mapping technology. But this is just a very, very simple example. You can put any sort of content there. You can imagine putting a weather widget in the world next to your jackets so that you can see what the weather is before you put your jackets on. You can put your alarm pin code next to your alarm keypad, all sorts of things, whatever comes to your imagination. And I think one of the really, really exciting things is combining this level of spatial understanding that you get with spectacles and leveraging AI to actually interact spatially with the world around you, which is something completely new. So if you look here, this is an example where you can interact with AI using our spatial tips lens. And here you can speak to the AI and ask it questions about the world. But rather than just taking a text stream or something like that, our AI can actually understand the spatial scene in front of us. And it leverages a combination of the image plus depth understanding that I showed you earlier. But not only can it understand the world around you, it can actually generate augmentations directly in the world around you. So this is not an engine that we've instrumented specifically with a CAD model or anything like this. This can be any engine or coffee machine or anything really that you want to learn about. And we'll use AI and spatial understanding to allow you to generate the instructions to use it, for example, or any sort of augmentation that can help you there. And this really is a huge leap in the capabilities of AI. Another very important thing that AR glasses enables is social AR. And we see this as a key driver of adoptions of wearables like spectacles. If you look at most AR and VR experiences today, they tend to be sort of solitary and often separating you out from the world itself. Optical see-through glasses really change that. They allow you to look directly at the environment, and you can also see the digital content in the right context. Now, this is one of the most technically complex ways to do AR, but I think the payoff is huge and worth it. You can stay engaged with the people around you while the technology enhances the moment rather than interrupting it. So let me show you how we do this in Lens Studio, along with a few real-life AR examples. So here is our Lens Studio screen. What I'm doing is I'm adding a sync kit component here to my assets, and that'll just take a little bit of time to load. Once that is loaded, I can basically put a shared coordinate frame into my scene hierarchy there, just by dragging the scene kit up into my scene there. I'm going to clear the examples, and then that sphere that I put up there, I'm going to put this into the shared coordinate frame that I've just created. And that is as simple as it is to basically enable an object to be synced in a coordinate frame between multiple users. I can then add a sync transform to it, and I can also add an interactor to it through a Spectacles interaction kit. And just by doing that, I can actually now preview what this looks like between multiple users. And as you can see, when I go and drag the sphere, it also moves in the other person's preview. It's as simple as that to create a multi-user AR experience. I don't think it's ever been done more simply than that across any other platform there. And not only do we allow you to synchronize the things in time, we also allow you to synchronize the coordinate frames. And this is done through iConnect that Daniel mentioned earlier in the keynote, where you just need to look at another person. And actually enables two people to pair both in coordinate frame and in time there. And you can immediately start interacting with people in AR. And this just makes it so easy to build multi-user AR experiences. And this is an example of something that we built earlier. So you can basically have many people playing around with the planets in the solar system. And you can see the team passing each of the planets to each other and making them bigger and smaller there. And if you look at this from a technical perspective, it's a small step, right? But if you look at it from a mental perspective, this is a huge leap. If you look at physical reality, we can all look at that podium. I can point to it. We can have a conversation around it. But with digital information, we haven't been able to do that up until now. But now that we see the same digital information in the same place, I can point to a piece of digital content, and we can have a conversation about it as well. It becomes so much more real. Now, here's an example of a multi-user experience where we're translating what each person is saying. And because we understand the spatial context of things, we can actually augment each person with what they're saying. And actually, if you enter the conversation midway through, you actually get a summary of what everyone has been talking about as well. Now, Lens Studio is a very, very powerful and versatile tool. And we use it not just to create our own first-party lenses, but also the interface for Snap OS itself as well. For example, when you go and capture some photos and videos, you can now view that through the gallery, which we built using Lens Studio to look at all of your videos and also to send these to your friends. You can watch Spotlight. So Spotlight is our long-form vertical video feed. And using Spectacles, you can just see that feed free-floating in space around you. And again, we built all of that UI, including the comments and hearts and things like that, all through Lens Studio. And similarly for the browser, we've built the interface for the browser so you can do things like resize and browse the web without any spatial limitations. You can put screens anywhere around you. Now, games are hugely popular on Snapchat. In fact, 175 million people are playing Lens games in Snapchat every single month. And Lens Studio allows you to build very immersive, highly shareable games. And just a few months ago at LensFest, our annual developer conference, we released new tools to make creating games for Snapchat even simpler. So you can now build turn-based games. You can build things like leaderboards. And you can also use 3D Bitmojis as characters. And creators building games, they really benefit from many things. So one is obviously low-friction creation of multiplayer experiences. Again, we make that as easy as possible. But also monetization. We have Lens Creator rewards. So if you enroll, you can get payouts if your lens becomes one of the top performers. We have challenge tags. So every month, we have new challenges that are released around building lenses around specific themes, where you can win from a monthly prize pool. And the other thing that we help with is discovery. So things like turn-based play, leaderboards, and Bitmoji, they all drive a natural flywheel, which spreads your lens. It helps it rise up in the carousel and helps you to grow your audience. And we can use these tools also to build amazing games for spectacles. And we have many games for you to try, because all of these tools work in concert together to allow you to build applications, games, and all sorts of complex experiences. Now, on the topic of AI, so we are laser-focused on making Lens Studio the easiest tool to build amazing AR experiences. And to do this, we make consistent updates to Lens Studio to help boost the productivity of developers. And recently, we announced Lens Studio AI, which helps developers with lens creation. Inside Lens Studio, there's now directly a Lens AI assistant that can help you with your development needs, regardless of your skill level. And it's directly in your project. It offers you help. It offers you step-by-step guidance. And it even allows you to generate entire lenses, just given a simple concept. We've also enabled MCP tools into Lens Studio to allow you to build experiences for spectacles and games. And you can also do things like generate 3D assets. You can get assistance from scripting. And you can get features explained to you and much more. And you can also use JavaScript plugins to develop with third-party tools like GitHub Copilot and Claude Cursor to write scripts or generate assets for Lens projects, extending Lens Studio's functionality. So let's have a look what that looks like. So here, you can basically see Lens Studio AI Assistant here on the right. And I'm giving it a prompt, which is basically to create some text saying United XR, make it gold. Create some text saying Brussels, and then basically make Brussels orbit United XR. All I do is I input that into our AI assistant, and it goes step by step, trying to generate what I've asked it to do. And it really breaks things down into steps, and if it actually comes across any problems, as you see there, it will actually find a way around it and continue on itself. And you can see what it's sort of generating there, and step by step, you'll see that the right text has been generated, and once the process is complete, we can actually zoom out and see that it's actually generated what we want. And if we preview that in Spectacles, this is exactly what you see. We see the United XR text, and we see Brussels spinning around it. So not only have we generated some content very easily, we've also generated things like an animation and a path just through a few lines of text. This has made the barrier to entry to creating lenses so extremely low, so anyone can go and turn their dreams into reality. So that was a very quick whistle-stop tour of what Lens Studio can do and what you can build. And the future of AR is not far away. It's actually already here. And you are the ones building it. So our current generation of spectacles was created specifically for developers, and it gives you the tools to craft remarkable AR experiences today through Lens Studio. The innovation happening now in our developer community is directly shaping spectacles of the future, which will launch in the public in 2026. Now, your work is key to guiding our design decisions. We enable creators to bring their ideas to life, and also it allows us to lay the foundation for a vibrant world of AR experiences to explore and share with friends. Here at Snap, we believe that technology should never get in the way of real life. It should enrich it, helping you to feel more connected with your friends, your family, and the world around you. With Spectacles, and soon our 2026 specs, our goal is for AR to deepen your experiences and strengthen your relationships, not distract from what matters most. So, step into the future of AR today. We can't wait for you to try Spectacles at our booth. And if you haven't already, download Lens Studio and start building. It's the perfect way to begin creating for specs, launching publicly in 2026. And we can't wait to see what you'll build. Thank you very much.